Hello, this is a how-to guide telling you a bit about the features of TrackTrekkers, the railway enthusiasts network game. Well, TrackTrekkers is a platform for building your own railway adventures and publishing them, and it's also a tool for recording and tracking your visits to all the stations. And that includes not just the national rail stations of the UK, but the underground, and we're extending to railways of Sweden and France and beyond. So it's a growing database. We've got lots of stations, lots of lines, 20,000 stations on there, and we support access to London. You can see here there's colour-coded lines for various lines. We've even got that lovely purple line in there when it opens. Stockholm, there's an example, and Paris, if you recognise the Paris metro. So, TrackTrekkers is a must-have club membership for all railway enthusiasts. We'll talk about the membership in a minute. It's available on desktops and mobile devices, and we've tested it on a variety of Apple devices and Android, and on Windows 10 and on Linux. So, Lesson 1. Loading the site. Simple enough, you go to www.TrackTrekkers.Club and it goes from there. All the pages are delivered using SSL TLS, so that's a secure connection, HTTPS, so if there's any personal data you do pass, you should be reassured it's safe. The main desktop menu is down at the bottom, that's the red area, and there's a login button at the top, and everything happens in the middle. And on a mobile, slightly different, the menu's accessed through a sort of a traditional 3-bar menu button, like that. So looking through the navigation, the main features on the site are stations. This is about logging your visits to any station, recording a visit, starting a journey. You've got adventures, so that's sort of publishing stories to encourage other people to go and visit parts of the network. There's a whole load of things on support, frequently asked questions and the like, and raising tickets, and stuff dealing with your membership to the TrackTrekkers.Club on the right-hand side of the menu bar. So for registration, we do ask all users to register. Obviously you'll need to read and agree the terms and conditions, and click on the next button, and then you choose a unique member name, create a password, provide a valid email address, because we will email you confirmation, and then decide how much information you want to share with others. You can remain anonymous on the site if you want. When looking at the stations, if you want to start a journey at a station, you go on the stations, there's a few options on there, start a journey, and you can type the name of the station, and it'll filter it by the region that you select, or you can click on the map, and this is an example map showing you what we've got data set up at the moment. We've got all of Great Britain, including a load of heritage lines, National Rail, Overground, Glasgow, Newcastle, and we've got the railways of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Sweden, we're nearly finished with the Norwegian set, and France has quite a lot of stations in France, so we're working on that. If you're able to help, do get in touch. On the stations page, you can see what connections there are to other stations, and they've been color-coded here. And it tells you quite nicely on the right hand side whether you visited that station or not. And if you have, if you want to visit it, you just click the next button, and on the right hand side, and away you go. On all the stations, you can log all the stations, see when you visited the stations, and you can export the data. That's a subscription feature. I think most people probably benefit from that if you want to maintain a list of all the stations you visited. So creating adventures, this is the exciting bit for publishing, because all the best ones we hope to put in a book at the moment, sometime in the future. You may get some royalties on that. You can see what the most recent adventures published on the site are. You can see what's been visited, what's popular, what's closest to you. and go from there. Typical adventure will have a page which will show a little map, some attributes. You can see there's the coloured icons on the sort of top left. There's a strip map showing the beginning and the end and the stations in between. There's a bit of blurb from the author, sort of telling you why you should go on that, and an opportunity at the bottom for visitors to say that they've been on the adventure, upload photographs perhaps, and why that adventure was excellent. As a premium member, if you paid a subscription, you're to create and publish adventures. You need to put in a title, make sure it's nice and catchy, and then choose what sort of adventure you are creating. So this could be a visit to a station, so you're not actually going on any trains. It could be a point-to-point ride, so that's from A to B, or maybe A back to A on a single train. It could be a multiple journey, so if you've got something quite complex. And at the moment we support up to 6 stations, so that's five legs of the journey. And there will be a feature at some point in the future for events or activities to be recorded as well. There's a number of authoring tools in there. You can edit your story, you can add a photograph, identify the attributes. If you make a complete mess, delete the adventure. If you're ready to go and tell the world, you publish the adventure. If you get a bit stuck looking for locations, you can select a line. It'll tell you all the stations on the line, and you can select the station you want to go to. The attributes, we have a variety of attributes. They're sort of color-coded by either attraction, facility, infrastructure, or service. And if you think there's something else, another attribute that could be introduced, let us know, and we'll see if we can sort of fit it in. But we do ask you to select at least 3 attributes for your adventure, sort of to highlight why they're useful for visiting. So subscriptions, it's not particularly difficult. You can stay for free, or you can subscribe and get the extra features for 1 month, 3 months, 12 months, or 24 months. I think most people just go for sort of the 12-month package at a time, but you know, if you want to go for 24 months, you do save quite a bit of money. You know, although it's not that much at the end of the day, 23 pence per week. It's a lot cheaper than some of the things railway enthusiasts get up to, so please consider that. Finally, if you do need help, we do have a frequently asked questions page, which we'll add more questions to as the time goes by. Ask you to raise a ticket, or to send us an email, and maybe we'll bump into you at some point. I hope that's been of help. We look forward to seeing you on the Track Trekkers. Come and join us at TrackTrekkers.Club.